leadership, excellence, and a college degree. This describes the ROTC program here at North Carolina A&T State University. Hear more about it. And 'tis the season to give. 2 programs in the Triad are taking that to heart by helping those who can't help themselves. Find out more on this edition of Triad Perspectives. Hello and welcome to Triad Perspectives, produced by North Carolina A&T State University. I'm your host, Sandra Hughes. One of the focal points of our courses is to develop future leaders in today's complicated world. A&T's ROTC program is one of the finest leadership programs on our campus. Joining me now is Captain Elizabeth Nambori, and it's so nice to have you with us. You're with the Army ROTC, so we have Army and Air Force?
Yes,
very
ma'am.
Good to have you here. And we hear really great things about your ROTC program. Why is that? Are you just really strict?
No, ma'am. ROTC isn't a strict program. It is a developmental program. A lot of the freshmen that we get into the program are learning how to be citizens and how to stand on their own because mom and dad did everything for them. So it's kind of teaching them. And then as we move up, it's not so much strict as, okay, who am I? What can I do? Let me define who I am and go out and become a leader.
Do you look for students or do they come to you mostly?
Both. Some students come in because they want a better life based on their present situation, and other students know from as far back as they can remember that they want to be in the military, they want to give back, they want to serve.
So what's been the success of your military graduate, your ROTC graduates?
Oh, we've had phenomenal success. General officers, Hall of Fame. We have one alumni who's a judge. I mean, it's a very productive program, not only for A&T, but for Elon and the surrounding community colleges.
So we talked about leadership. That's very important, isn't it?
It surely is. To become a good leader, we learn we have to be a good follower. So once you understand following, then leadership is a natural transition.
My husband was in the Army, and he did a lot of following. He was a private or whatever, so he didn't get up to the higher ranks.
Yes, ma'am.
When they graduate from you, how do they graduate, and what rank do they go into?
Once the students graduate and commission, they're commissioned as second lieutenants. And as second lieutenants, you're just really learning the military system, just like working a civilian job. And once they learn the military system, moving up in rank, then, as a captain, they become a company commander. Now I'm going to start leading. Once you become a field grade officer, now I'm going to look at the big picture and how to transition from being a leader to a productive part of that society. And now, how do I give back to the society that I'm a part of?
So is that how you became a captain?
I became a captain because I knew that I wanted to be in the military. My mom was a retired lieutenant colonel. My sister, I have a plethora of people in the military, but I just knew that I wanted to become a better person, and I saw the military as an opportunity. And since being here at A&T, I see the importance of being a good person and a good part of society and to give back.
So do you actually teach classes in this?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of classes do you teach?
I teach the freshman class, Military Science 101 here at A&T and also at Elon.
So do you have to kind of get them in shape or?
So sometimes my freshmen, they don't understand if you're supposed to be somewhere, you need to be there a couple minutes early. So, and I never punish them. I always add it back into a curriculum. So if it's critical thinking, okay, you're going to write me a paper on critical thinking, why you didn't know to be ahead of time, and what did you learn from this experience?
Oh, that's wonderful. How many students are in that program?
Right now we have 102 participating students.
So is that Army and Air Force?
No, just Army.
Okay.
So some of the students in the program are in the program not to become an officer, but to learn how to be a better person, which is very interesting.
So that means that some students who graduate don't necessarily go into the military?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
so what are they then trained to do?
They're trained just like we would be trained, but then they go out into society and apply those skills in the civilian sector.
What is the most important thing you think that you teach your ROTC students?
A sense of self, because you don't necessarily know who you are. I was 24 when I joined the military, and I really didn't know who I was. You may know what you don't like, but you don't necessarily know what you like. So you kind of define who you are through the process. And a lot of times the cadets feel, okay, this is for me, but some say, okay, this is not for me. I think I want to do something else. But they're able to identify who they are, and then they can figure out, you know, how the tree branches out.
You mentioned to me earlier that you train these students to give back.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that for all of them or just those that go into the military?
For all of them. All of them, because no matter what, you're going to be a part of society, whether it's military, whether it's civilian, and you need to know how to, your impact. What's your place in life? What's your impact on society? How can you give back?
So they just don't go home and sit down?
No, ma'am, definitely not.
They get involved.
They get involved.
Any one thing in particular that they like doing or they focus on when they leave?
For the freshmen that I teach, they understand the importance of identifying who they are. So when they go to this MS2 class with Captain Conowitz, now it's more rigid. And as they move up and commission, they'll look at us before they choose their branch and figure out, okay, I want to be like Captain Ambori, so maybe I should go into the Signal Corps. And I'll tell them, no, don't be like me, be like you and take your own direction.
Yeah, but you know, I guess it's hard for a student to know who I am
It
and what I
is.
want to be.
It is.
I graduated from A&T with a career in mind and never went into it. Ended up going into television, so I'm sure that happens with a lot of students.
It does. It does. But the beautiful thing about the military, if I go into one branch, I don't have to stay there because I can get in. It's like getting your foot in the door, then you can see the bigger picture.
Oh, so you can switch over?
You can switch over.
From one military service to another?
Yes, ma'am.
I did not know that.
Yes, I have a friend now who's going to switch over to the Air Force in a few months.
Oh, wow.
So, because he feels like that's a better fit for him, but he got the experience from the Army. And then this morning I had a conversation with a lady who's in the Air Force who wants to switch over to the Army.
Oh,
So.
okay. Everybody's doing their thing.
Yes, ma'am.
When you meet these freshmen for the first time, what do you tell them that they're going to learn?
I tell them that I don't tell them what they're going to learn. First, I assess them. I kind of give the broad stroke, and I can kind of tell, you know, who wants to be here and who doesn't. And then I teach them how to figure that piece out. So I don't tell them you're going to learn how to be a soldier because that's not what I'm here to teach you. I'm here to teach you how to be a student first. Once they get to the MS2 level, then they'll start learning those leadership and soldiering skills.
Well, it sounds like a very important leadership kind of program, and I honestly thought that the ROTC was all about teaching them how to be in the military.
No, ma'am.
And that's not true.
No, ma'am.
And I do know a number of people who have graduated from your program and gone on to do great things.
Yes, ma'am.
Just really great things, and we're proud of that. Any word that you would like to, let's say, give to students who are sitting out there now in middle school or high school and they're not real sure what they want to do? Why would ROTC be good for them?
Because it helps you figure out who you are and where you want to be and what you want to do. And you don't have to commit to it. You can just be a part of the team. And if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Well, it's obviously for you because you're doing a great job. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank
We've
you.
been talking to Captain Elizabeth Nambori from the Army ROTC program here at A&T. If you want to find out more, give her a call and she'll be glad to help you with it. We're going to take a short break right now, and when we come back, you meet a member of the U.S. Marine Corps, and these two guys are determined to make sure underprivileged children wake up to Santa surprises on Christmas morning. You don't want to miss this.
This is an A&T Historical Minute, and I am William Robson. The Corbett Sports Center opened December 3rd, 1978. It is named after Ellis F. Corbett, a 1931 graduate of A&T. Officially known as Mr. A&T, his official title was Sports Information Director. He performed many other roles on campus, including dorm counselor, and he was a member of the board in control of intercollegiate athletics. The three-story complex includes office space, classrooms, and 2 racquetball courts, in addition to an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Corbett also houses many of the human performance and leisure study courses at A&T. The Corbett Sports Center is the current home of the North Carolina A&T men and women's basketball teams and the swimming team. This has been a Historical Minute, and I am William Robson.
Welcome back. Let Let me ask a question. What child does not want to wake up to presents under the Christmas tree on Christmas morning? I certainly don't know of any, and you probably don't either. That's why we have some guests here today from the U.S. Marine Corps who are making sure, as best they can, that children do get something for Christmas morning. Joining me now is Staff Sergeant Paul Remington, who is the coordinator of a program called Toys for Tots, and also with me is Sergeant Basil Sharp, who works also with that Toys for Tots program. Thank you both for coming.
Thank you.
And you know what I mean when I say kids want something. If it's one thing, I mean, some kids get hundreds of things, and some kids don't get very much. How did that spark you to want to be part of this program?
When I first came to the unit, I had a little bit of a background from recruiting and dealing with the public kind of that way, and so I went and approached our command and volunteered to help out, knowing that I have the ability to communicate and have that option for the command.
So is that something you learned in the military, in the Marine Corps, about giving back and helping and leading and that kind of thing?
I would say yes, absolutely. Being a leader is a big part of being a Marine. So.
The lady that was on just before you from the Army was saying that you got to figure out who you are, and then you know what to do. Does that sound correct for you?
That sounds about right.
Very much so, yeah.
Well, obviously it's doing very well. Toys for Tots is a national program, and we're lucky enough to have that program here in the Triad. Tell us about it.
So across the nation, there's a little over 700 different, I guess you can call them campaigns that are running with their own local coordinators. So I'm the coordinator for Guilford County, Caswell County, and Persons County. And you coordinate with businesses in the area, with just general public that wants to contribute, gather up all those toys. I give it to, he's my warehouse manager, Sergeant Sharp, and then we receive the requests through, either churches, through nonprofit organizations, things like that, of how to distribute them, and then also at the tail end, we'll open it up just to the public in general to come and enjoy Christmas.
So Sergeant Sharp, let me ask you, we've got a couple of elements here. Donations, like monetary donations, and break it down for me. Donations and what else?
We have your donations. We also have, well, that's a big part of it because that's where most of our stuff comes from. But we also can actually go and buy toys. A big part that we go and do is we go to Toys for Tots and Toys R Us, and we actually buy the toys from donated money. So we are able to do it that way.
So would you rather have the money than the toy? Let's say I want to do something today. Do I give you money, or do I go to Toys R Us or somewhere and buy a gift and give it to you?
If we're really greedy that way, we'll take it all, kind of the situation. It's more or less, it's what you feel comfortable with. Knowing that if you wanted to just give some money, because you don't know necessarily what a 10-year-old girl or what a 3-year-old boy is going to want for Christmas, you have that option to give that money, and then we will go out and purchase those toys. And the great part about it is the local donations stay locally within the community, within the economy here. We buy local as well.
So are you getting enough money?
Well, as many kids that are needing toys this year, in any year, it's hard to say we're getting enough. We definitely are on a really good start.
Mm-hmm. You said you had some numbers for us. How many kids out there really need some help? Do you have any idea?
Our history, last year we helped out, it was a little over 18,000 children.
Are you serious?
Just in this area.
Just here?
Yes.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
As far as, if you want to put a monetary value to the contributions that this community made last year, is a little over $250,000.
My goodness.
Just to the Toys for Tots.
And so are you having to knock on doors, or people just in their heart feel they want to give you the money?
We don't necessarily knock on doors. People can log into the website and donate, monetarily through just the website with a credit card or things like that. We host several events throughout this season with various different organizations, Christmas parties and things like that, where a company will dedicate their Christmas party just to donate for Toys for Tots, and all their members of their company will bring a toy in, and we'll collect that up.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So what about volunteers?
Sorry, we have a lot of people that are very interested in helping out the program.
Yeah.
Whether that's through the events, they volunteer and help set up the events with us. We have the warehouse work, if you can imagine, 18,000 children that we help. That's a lot of toys in and a lot of toys out to the respective agencies where we're giving them. So keeping that organized and straight, I think that's why I rely solely on my sergeant here to assist me with that, because it's too much for one person to
So if
handle.
I came to you and said, I want to volunteer in your warehouse, what would I be doing?
You'd be packing orders, packing requests for toys to go out to the children. So between that and then sorting out the different age groups and the different types of toys.
How do people who need toys get in touch with you?
So the contact is, everything is pretty much website based. So we have toysfortots.org is the main site, and that's the national site. And from there's a couple tabs depending on what you're wanting to do. If you wanted to donate, you want to receive. So you will find your local campaign. It'll ask what your state is. You fill in the box. It'll ask what county you're in, and then you're on our local kind of a administrative page. And from there, if you want to request toys, there's a tab you click on to request a toy, followed by a form to fill out. So if you're a nonprofit organization, you're going to fill out the nonprofit organization form, asking for tax IDs and different things like that. But if you're just an individual family, those forms will be available the week following Thanksgiving. Like I said, at the last push, we help out all just the individual families as well as the nonprofits.
So do people ask for more than one thing? I mean, when I fill out that form, because I have 3 children, can I say one child wants a Nintendo or whatever, or a doll? Is that how the orders come to you?
They do come like that. Unfortunately, we can't help like that as much as we'd like to.
We can't promise,
Yeah.
because we're solely based off the donation of the community, and with a supplemental of what we can purchase off the monetaries. So we can't necessarily fill specifically, but we do our best to accommodate. We do break it down as far as age group and gender, or whatever, as specific as we can. Kind of a newborn to 2 is going to get more of that. They're not going to get a Lego set.
bicycle.
They're going to choke on kind of thing. Yeah. So we do specify a little bit that way, but as far as you want in that specific Cabbage Patch doll or something like that, it's going to be really difficult for us to help.
I would imagine that you certainly are not going to fill up a person's house with toys. But how does it make you feel when you give that child a bicycle that would not have gotten it?
It's the most amazing feeling. I have a son myself, and just seeing him light up, it's just a feeling that you can't really explain. So knowing that I can help someone else, it's pretty awesome.
Good. Is that the way you tell me how you feel about that?
This is being my second year doing the Toys for Tots. I was the coordinator last year, and just seeing more so even than just the children, just the when a new business partners with us, the joy and the fire that they get as far as how they're helping out the community, and just how excited someone gets in donating to us. I mean, that drove me to work harder, work later, and try and coordinate more events. I run myself a little bit more ragged to make all this happen. Because we only have about a staff of roughly 10 Marines to go around to all these things. So a lot of us, some days we go to 2 or 3 different events, type of thing, just to show face.
Well, I want to thank you, Marines, for doing this, because it means the world to so many children. Thank you very much for your service and for your work in our community. It's just absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much. Get in touch with them. They need some money and they need your help. Don't go away. We'll have more good news after this short break. If you're cold this winter, I have found an answer through 2 men who are ready to light a fire in your home. Stay with us.
This is the North Carolina A&T State University Historical Minute. I'm Marilyn Parker. The Dudley Memorial Building houses more stone applications than any other building on A&T's campus. A sweep of 15 stones guide visitors to the main entrance. Built in 1893, the original facility contained a library, an auditorium, and administrative offices. In 1930, a fire led to a reconstruction, and the facility was renamed after A&T's second president, James B. Dudley. Today, the building is home to the Maddie Reed African Heritage and H.C. Taylor Art Galleries, music classrooms, and laboratories. The Dudley Memorial Building is located on the east side of campus, directly behind the statue of the A&T 4 and right across from Dudley Road.
Glad you're back with us on Triad Perspectives. You know, no one deserves to be cold this winter. You know what it feels like when you're cold. That's why Berryco Fuels is proud to offer a solution called the Gift of Warmth. I'm proud to introduce Tom Berry, who's president of Berryco, and Will Berry, who is vice president of that company. Good to see you, my friend.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having us today.
I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Tom and I have been buddies for, do we
Long
want to say
time.
how many years?
Let's don't go back that far.
Yeah, let's not go back. But I am so proud of what, you know, we learned a lot of leadership when we were younger. But now you're doing something that's making a difference. Why did you decide on the Gift of Warmth?
Thank you for asking that question. We felt like that there was a need in the community, and Berryco as a business wanted to reach out and do something for the community. So why not do something that mirrors what we do every day, and that is provide heat for homes through propane or home heating fuel. So we partnered with the Salvation Army to do a program that we call the Gift of Warmth, where what we do is we raise money, and we're going out in the community, and we'll ask Will, so will you give us $1, and we'll match that $1, and then we'll give it to the Salvation Army. They screen everybody that applies, and then that's the way that we give back to the community. So that was the idea from the beginning, is to let's give back to the community that we're doing business in.
So Will, how's it going? Are you getting the money you're looking for, or you want more?
Absolutely. We always want more because
Yeah.
it helps everybody.
Yeah.
But I think this is our 9th year running, and I did some basic math the other day coming up. We've raised close to $500,000 over the 9 years.
Wow.
Towards the program, and each applicant can get one-time assistance per year, and so things are going great. And last year we hope to exceed each year in growth, and last year we met our goal.
So honestly, are there a lot of people in our community who do not have heat?
Absolutely, and I think had heard a statistic that 1 child out of 4 grows up in some sort of financial strife. And now I'm not saying that's necessarily heat, but heat could apply. Sometimes a parent's put in a situation that they're deciding on rent, clothes, heat, and if we can provide some assistance to one of those variables, it certainly helps.
It certainly does. And I can tell our viewers that when my husband was serving in the military in Vietnam, I'd run out of heat all the time because I was so poor, and Berryco would come through. I don't know if you remember that. That was a long time ago.
The story is very familiar. I can tell you, I can sit at my desk in the wintertime, and over the years we've had a little fun that would certainly help people in the community, but nothing like what we've evolved to develop here. But let me just tell you that when your house goes below your normal temperature, and we'll just say something like 50 degrees, I'd ask anybody in the community to turn their thermostat one night down to 50 degrees and feel how uncomfortable that it is. And you realize that there's a lot of people in our community, maybe it's your next door neighbor. I mean, they're trying to they've lost their job, they can't pay the rent, and as Will alluded to, the expenses are coming down on. But they can come to the Salvation Army, and they can get this one-time assistance that will help them through those 50-degree nights, those cool
I can
evenings.
also say that I am proud to be one of the spokespersons for the Gift of Warmth. So
wow.
as you watch your TV stations, you can see me saying, "Give the gift of warmth," and
We
Thank
love
you
it
for
when
that.
say it.
it makes you feel so good to know that someone is listening. So, Will, how can people help? What do you need for them to do?
Sure, we try to make it as simple as possible through our sponsors. BB&T also partners with us. So at a BB&T branch, you can make a donation. You can donate at any of our locations. So Berryco Fuels in Greensboro, Alamance Oil Company in Burlington, or Carolina Fuels in Eden. You can also, the easiest one is to go online at giftofwarmth.com. That's giftofwarmth.com, and make a simple donation. We get the information, and we'll match all the donations.
So you don't need coats or blankets. You need the money.
That's right.
We do, and I just can't emphasize this enough. It's people that are watching this episode, this show today, is the people that we're asking to get involved. And remember, it's 100% of what you put on the table goes to help these people. and more, we match that, and then we take that to the Salvation Army. So we're putting our money where our mouth is, and we just want to try to let the community know that we're trying to do our part to give back. And what better way to do that in providing heat? Now, I want to add this too, and that is that it doesn't matter if you have heat from another company, another propane company, or another oil company, or Piedmont Natural Gas, or Duke Power. Whatever your position is and you need help, doesn't matter what your heat source is or who you're buying it from, Berry Co. is going to help with your help.
So when I need help, I need heat, I call the Salvation Army. Is that right, Will?
Absolutely.
That's right.
Tell me how that works.
You would call the Salvation Army, and they have a small application process, and then upon qualifying, you can get one-time assistance, and you may bring in your bill or whatever evidence that you need support from, and they'll support you.
That's great. How many people are you serving? Have any idea?
It varies each year because a bill one year is different than the next, or 1 month or the other. But we estimate we probably help about 200 families a season.
That's wonderful.
And
that's throughout the Triad?
That's throughout the Triad, absolutely.
Yeah, Alamance County, Rockingham County, Caswell County, Guilford County.
So I guess what we want to say to our viewers, if you need the help, ask.
Yeah.
Just
if
ask.
you need help, ask. And then if you want to help, give.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So we got two people out there.
Yeah,
one
right.
giving,
we
one.
need the
Help your community.
I hate to boil it down to, but we need money to help these people. And if you give us a little bit, we're going to match it and make it happen.
That's just wonderful.
you.
How does that make you feel, Will?
It's great. You know, we left our commercial shoot with our other sponsor, WFMY, who helps us do it as well. And yesterday, and you walk after every effort to help raise money, and you feel a good sense of satisfaction. Santa Claus, I was talking to our Santa Claus yesterday, and he actually, I walked him to his car, and he says, one of my elves needed help one time, and you guys helped him out, and so that was a pretty cool story.
Yeah. Well, once again, Tom, I want to thank you for letting me be involved, because I was there yesterday and talking to Santa and the cute little girl that was in the spot with us, and it makes you feel good to know you're doing something to help people who need the help. Not that we all don't need some help with something, but still to do that is fabulous. That's fabulous.
You know, we could have chosen breast cancer. We could have chosen just cancer in general. There's lots of great causes out there. This cause is no greater than anyone else, but there's not that many people helping in this area, and the need is so significant.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that you both are working with it. And name your partners again.
There's Alamance Fuel in Burlington, and there's Carolina Fuels in Eden, and of course Berry Co. here.
And the significant part here is the Salvation Army.
Absolutely.
Go to the
They are the
Salvation
clearinghouse.
Army. That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm so glad you guys came today. Thanks,
So
Tom.
good to see
Will,
you.
thank
Thank
you
you.
very
Yeah.
much. Great to have you all. And
Okay.
please,
We
folks,
enjoyed it.
listen to what they're saying. And I don't care how much it is, $1, $2, $100, give so we can really get this going. I appreciate it. Did you get any ideas from today's show on how you can help others during this holiday season? I surely hope so. That concludes this segment of Triad Perspectives. Be sure to join us here on Time Warner Cable's Channel 69 every Monday at 5:30. We encourage you to connect with us on social media. Like us on Facebook at Triad Perspectives. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at TriadP_NCATJOMC. View us on YouTube by searching NC Aggie TV. Also reach out to us on our website. You can leave a comment, make suggestions, tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see. We'll be listening. It's all at your fingertips. Just type blogs.ncat.edu/TV studio. I want to thank all of my guests for appearing with us today, and thank you for watching. Have a great evening.